Welcome back to another video. My name's Lisa Jane and I am so pleased that you have clicked on this video and want to see what are the books I am eager to read in 2026. So I have decided to do it differently this year, and a lot of people are choosing 26 books for 2026, and I did do this I didn't do 26 books for 2026, but I did 25 books for 2025. And I was watching Lottie Smalley. I will pop her channel here, and this is where I've got my inspiration from this year. Before we go into the books, I just want a quick disclaimer. So I generally don't read as many books as others do. I think this year up to now I'm on 65, and I think my goal was 60, and I'm keeping it at 60 for next year. So that's about 5 books a month, and I think that's plenty for me really, with work and uni and everything else involved. So when thinking about 26 books, it seems like it's nearly half of that amount that I've already set out before I do my TBR videos and all that kind of thing. So I have decided to do 12 picks for 2026. So I have chosen 12 books that I would like to read in 2026. They are a mixture of books. Some there's no particular reason other than I really want to read them. My TBR has become really large over time, and there are many books I could put on here, but these are the books that I'm quite keen to get to, and sooner rather than later. So like I say, we will jump straight into it and I will show you the 12 books I'm looking forward to reading. So the first one, and this has been everywhere, and that is Diabound by Sable Sorensen. All I know is this book involves bonding trials to wolves, dire wolves to be precise, and yeah, I don't know much more than that. I've tried to avoid any spoilers, too much details about the book. I love books with trials. I found out this year particularly, 2025 has been, should I say, my main year of reading. Last year I'd gotten into reading in the March and then it picked up, but I would say this has been my first solid year of reading properly and really getting into books, especially the fantasy genre. So all that being said, that big ramble, I am really looking forward to this one. Like I say, trials seems to be something I really enjoy, and yeah, I'm just looking forward to giving this one a go. And also I know Furybound, which is its book number 2 in the series, is out in 2026. So if I like this one, I can pop along and pick that one up. The next book, which may seem a bit random, but I'm really looking forward to it, and I picked it up, I think, around my birthday time in October, and I just haven't got round to it, is Neverthorn by Shannon Mayers. Now, I haven't seen this one much online. It just says, welcome to Neverthorn Academy, where a bunch of magical school misfits are about to save the world, or more likely die trying. Since dropping out of Neverthorn Academy after the death of her mother, Harlow Dragon has been working as an enchanted jewel thief. The last thing she expects is for the school to make an offer she can't refuse. Come back to Neverthorn and join 7 others with secret magical abilities in House Phoenix. There they will be trained in potions, rune casting and combat. And then it goes on, and I'm not going to read it all, but it just sounds like it's going to be really up my street. I love academy settings as well. That's another one that's sort of a tick on my list. So yeah, as you see any of these books, if you've read any of them and you've really enjoyed them, please let me know down in the comments box. Obviously don't give any spoilers if you can help it, but let me know what you think of these books. Then we move on to book number 3, and that is The Ordeals by Rachel Greenlaw. I haven't seen anybody read this book or talk about it. I could be living under a stone, but I haven't seen one person talk about this book. All I know again is it is based around trials. Sophia de Winter has been bound to her cruel uncle, the Collector, since he exacted a blood bond from her as a child. When she learns of Kilmarth and an elite academy for magic wielders outside of the Collector's control, she grabs it as her only chance to break free. Each hopeful must prove their worth by competing in brutal and deadly challenges, the ordeals, and that's just the beginning. So again, it seems like a trials book. I think the series is called the Kilmarth Trials. Let me know again if you've read this one, because like I say, I don't feel like I've seen this book at all, and it seems just like a really good story. So yeah, looking forward to that one. We then have This Has Been Everywhere, and it is thoroughly hyped at the moment, and I know the second one is either out or it's coming out, and that is The Wolf King by Lauren Palfreyman. I'd like to get to this in the winter. I think, if I'm right, it's set during the winter as well. I've done a little bit of digging with this one, and I'm sure it is best to read in the winter months. I don't know too much about that. You can let me know what you think. But I just know, again, it's werewolves, so there's a bit of a theme here, isn't there? Yeah. It's a wolf and a human, as far as I'm aware. Yeah, it's a princess. So I don't know too much about this story. Again, I'm going into it blind. I just know that a lot of the YouTubers that I watch on here love this book, so I've got a feeling it's going to be right up my street. We then move on to my last hardback book, and that is Alchemised by Sen-Lin Yu. I loved the Harry Potter world, the series, the movies, the books. I read them, I watched it, loved it. I'm a big Harry Potter person. I didn't read the fan fiction when it came out, and I've definitely not read Manacled. However, I know that this book is it's been rewritten. This is Manacled but rewritten, so that there's no copyright and things like that. I am looking forward to it. I am a bit dubious. I've been told it's very, very dark. My sister-in-law, actually, if she's watching, she cannot believe that I am actually going to be reading this. So please let her know in the comments if you've read this, because all I see is it's amazing. Although, do check the trigger warnings, because we've had a look together at this book and some things are quite shocking in there. So yeah, I'm sitting on the fence, because I don't know whether this is going to be too dark for me, in all honesty. However, I would love to give it a go because it gets rated so highly, and I believe it's an emotional read. But yeah, Danny, if you're watching, I will try not to traumatise you too much by letting you know what this one's about. So, moving on to our next book. This is an old one. This one was released, let me have a look. It was released in 2014, so we are going back some years, and it is The Kiss of Deception by Mary E. Pearson. This is part of the Remnant Chronicles trilogy. And the reason I have these books now is because I picked up Dance of Thieves in 66 books last year, 2024. I didn't know so much about series and different things at that point, and obviously I've learnt a lot more this year with the thanks of you guys. But yes, I believe that this one comes first, so I picked this one up on Vinted. I think it cost me about £5 for the 3 books, but they are in excellent condition. They are really, really good, and I love a bargain when I can get one. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this one. It just says, in a society steeped in tradition, Princess Leia's life follows a preordained course. She is expected to have revered the gift of sight, which she doesn't, and to happily marry a prince she has never met, which she won't. On the morning of her wedding, Leia flees to a distant village. She settles into a new life, hopeful when two mysterious and handsome strangers arrive, unaware that one is the prince she was meant to marry and the other an assassin that was sent to kill her. As deceptions swirl, Leah finds herself on the brink of unlocking perilous secrets that may unravel her world even as she begins falling in love. So yeah, looking forward to this one. So that's the next book. We then move on to a new book which my mum bought me for Christmas, and that is The Will of the Many by James Islington, or Islington, not quite sure. This is book number 1 in the Hierarchy series. I don't know how many books are going to be in this series. I believe this book is going to be, or I think it's going to be quite complex, and I'm really going to need some brain power to power on through this. I might even get my annotation tabs out, I think, just to make sure that I'm following it properly. But yeah, I think I've mentioned before, Freya and Jamie love this book, and they are really the ones who've inspired me to pick this up. So thank you to them. I'm hoping I'm going to enjoy it. I think it's classed as high or epic fantasy. I'm still not sure on these terms, so if you know, let me know. But I think they are pretty similar, but they do have differences. But I know this is either one or the other. But yeah, very much looking forward to this one, and again, starting another series. The next book is a book I've had a little while. I got this one for my birthday. My husband bought me the series, so I'm really hoping I like it. And that is Red Rising by Pierce Brown. This one is a sci-fi novel. I've not really read a lot of sci-fi. The most I've read, I think, is The Hunger Games. But, well, 2 books in the Hunger Games series. I've watched the films, but I've only read the latest book, which is not a film yet. And then I've gone back in time and started reading them. But as far as sci-fi goes, I'm a newbie. I don't know whether I'm going to like it. However, I've seen so many good reviews and people are crying. They just think this is an amazing series, so I'm looking forward to giving it a go. We then have another big chunker. These all seem to be massive books. And again, this was a recommendation from Jamie, and that is Mistborn Book 1. In the Cosmere universe. This is Brandon Sanderson. This is either high or epic fantasy again. I don't know which one. Let me know if you know. And I just think I am going to really like it. I love romantasy, absolutely will, always will, because I love romance books as well. However, I think sometimes just really getting into the nitty gritty and the plot and the world building, I just really enjoy that side of it. So yes, I am looking forward to this one. And hopefully it's going to open up a whole new world to me, because there are so many books in this series to read. We then have a standalone, which is quite nice, and that is The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V.E. Schwab. V.E. Schwab is a very new to me author. I've only read one of her books, and that was the latest one, Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil, which was absolutely incredible. Please, please, please pick that one up if you haven't read it, because I thoroughly enjoyed it. But I thought I'm going to go back and I'm going to read some of her previous work, see which ones interest me. And this one is a standalone, like I say. So this one really caught my eye. And I know that it gets a lot of love. I believe it's more character based. So we are very much following the character. There's not a lot of plot to it. However, I don't mind that if the character is interesting enough and can hold their own in a book of this size, because I think it's 500 plus pages, so it's quite a big one. Yeah, I did start this. I am signed up to an app called BorrowBox with my local library, and I downloaded this on audio and started listening to it, and I really enjoyed the first bit, and I thought, no, I'm not going to continue like this. I'm going to pick up the book and read it. So I just got a feeling it's really going to be another one that I'm going to thoroughly enjoy, but we shall wait and see in the new year. The last two are part of the same series and books I really want to get to in 2026. I think there are rumours that another book is releasing in this series. However, I'm not sure about that. So I'm just going to go with the flow. And if one comes out, I'll pick it up. And that is the Boys of Tommen series. I read Binding 13, Keeping 13, Saving 6 and Redeeming 6 this year. And for a series that took me so long to pick up, I absolutely devoured them. I just really loved them. They were so, probably loved is not the right word, because they are not easy reads. They are really emotional, and yeah, I was heartbroken, and they brought me to tears a couple of times. However, she's just a fantastic author, Chloe Walsh. I can't praise her enough. So in 2026, I would like to catch up with the series and read Taming 7, which is moving on to Gibbsy and Claire's story. Now, the numbers on the books are related to the rugby shirt numbers that the players wear. So Gibbsy is number 7. So this is following him and Claire's story, and God knows what heartbreak we're going to come across in this one. This one is probably the shortest of the series so far. And then I also have Releasing 10, which is a chunker. This is over 700 pages. This is Lizzie and Hugh Biggs' story. And this one, from what I've seen this year, this one broke people. So I'm going to read it when I think I'm stable enough to actually take the story in, because these are going to be heartbreakers for sure. And I definitely will not be reading them back to back, I don't think my heart will take it. So with all that being said, they are the 12 books I would like to read in 2026. I hope you enjoyed this video. Like I say, it's just a bit of a different take on the 26 books for 2026, because like I said, that would be half of my TBR already chosen for me, and it's too restrictive and I don't like it. So thank you, Lottie, for that amazing suggestion of doing 12 picks for 2026. I love the idea and wanted to take it forward, and to thank Lottie for coming up with it, because yeah, I just think it's the right amount of books for me to choose. Thank you so much for watching. I have another couple of videos planned, so please stay tuned, and I will see you in the next video. Take care, everyone. Bye bye.